The Super Mario Bros. Franchise. Man, has it stood the test of time. It's Topic Tuesday and we're going to talk about it. So welcome back to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to Comic YOUniverse, guys. I'm your host as always, C-Dubs, and I'm running solo on this video. Guys, and it is Smashweek. It hasn't quite gone the way we anticipated and wanted it to go due to some personal tragedies in my life that I'm dealing with at the moment. On top of it, it's my birthday as well, so it's just been a heck of a day. But it's Tuesday, and that means, guys, we need to bring a topic to you guys to think about. I got to do my due diligence, if you will. The guys are holding it down, but I still got to put my 2 cents in on Tuesday. In today's Topic Tuesday, we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Bros. Franchise. And not just what it means to gaming, we're just going to be kind of just reminiscing and talking about Mario in general. Now, in today's gaming society and in today's gaming age, the platformer is a lost art for the most part. You still have games that are generally from Nintendo, obviously Mario holding it down. But there's many of older gamers that are just like, oh, I don't need to get back into that. Oh, I'm past that. I'm first-person shooter, MMOs and RPGs, and I don't care about the platformer. But that is, I guarantee you, until they pick back up that platformer, I can tell you I was one of those gamers that thought I was past my platforming days. I had left those in the era of the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. And yeah, I did play a platformer or two during the PlayStation 1 age, but definitely after that, I had forgotten all about platformers. And then I decided that I wanted to get my wife a Nintendo Switch. And actually, she knew that I wanted one because of Zelda, so she actually ended up getting it for me. And so then I went out and I got this new Super Mario Bros. Odyssey. And I gotta tell you, man, I fell back in love with what made Mario so great and so challenging. When you think about it, you just think it's so easy, there's no point. And I get it. There's not really much of a story there. And that's the one thing I wish Nintendo would really do is home a really good story. And I know we got Mario RPG, okay, that can kind of give us that story. But every other Mario title just kind of lacks in that department. And if they would just focus a little bit on that, it would just make that franchise boom again in a new light, to be honest with you. And it's unfortunately it is due to its detriment of not having that, it does lose some of its fan base, if you will, especially the older generation like myself. Even though I'm not that old. But no, the Mario Brothers franchise is so simplistic and sound. For heaven's sakes, he's one of the greatest mascots of all time. You have your Mickey Mouses and your Marios. I mean, they're literally two of the biggest franchises in history. They're iconic. Mario, the imagery of Mario, the "here we go!" That imagery and that sound effect is just as iconic, I would say, as your Supermans and your Batmans and your X-Men logos and your Mickey Mouse ears, if you will. He stands out toe-to-toe with these guys. He is a juggernaut amongst the mascotting world, if you will. And it's just so unique to see that how stereotypical he is too, and borderline racist in some of the things that he does and says, but we accept him and love him for who he is, and he's just come through so many years, and he's been on so many adventures, and he, in many ways, like Barbie too, Barbie, she's done everything, seen everything, she's been everything from an astronaut to a nurse to a superhero to a shopping teen in the mall, if you will. And Mario's kind of worn just as many hats. He's gone through the galaxy, he's cleaned up sludge, and he's a carpenter, he's fought giant monkeys, he's go-kart raced, he's played tennis, he plays basketball, he plays hockey, he plays board games, he's been a wizard, he's done it all. He's met aliens, he's fought dinosaurs, he's ridden dinosaurs. I mean, the guy has done it all. He truly is super. And that brings me to my next topic here is the power setups. This guy has done it all and has it all. And in his arsenal, he can go toe-to-toe with the likes of any superhero you can think of. And that includes your Superman. He has enough power-ups, okay, in his pocket, if you will, in his world that he could just, if he had them all at hand at any given time, can put up a gigantic fight to even Thanos in that Infinity Gauntlet. That's how impressive array of skills this plumber has. Just to think, I mean, he's got flight, he's got invincibility. You know, he can scale walls, he can freeze, he can shoot fire, he can even has the freaking Midas touch. This guy can do it all. And it is really an amazement on how far the Mario games have come as well, to think that we started off literally jumping over barrels trying to save a girl from a monkey, if you will, a gorilla, to him being the juggernaut leading character in the latest Smash Brothers game that's about to come out this Friday, the 7th. It's just absolutely awesome to think that this is how far we've come, and makes me reminisce on some of the amazing power-ups and levels and games that we've had, from your Mario Galaxies to your Mario Lands on your Game Boys, that doesn't get enough shine, to be honest with you. And it actually has one of the most unique powers, and a power actually that was only found, I believe it was Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy, where you had the Super Ball. It was basically a rubber bouncy ball that was damn near impossible to use because it had such a mind of its own because of how bouncy it was. And you would throw this ball and it would bounce and destroy all your enemies, break all the bricks in the area. It would even collect the coins for you, but it was very difficult to use because of its arc. And once it touched something, man, it went everywhere. And we've seen some of these crazy abilities, like turning into a cat, Mega Mario, Miniature Mario, your poisonous mushrooms. Inside Mario Maker, you have this weird looking shroom. It's taller than your normal mushroom, and when you get it, you turn into like this Wario looking Mario, if you will. Lanky, you could jump taller. I mean, they still keep giving us powers and abilities. But that brings up the question, and what really inspired me doing this video, is why can't we get some sort of consistency amongst the power setups? Why do only some power-ups only show up in one game, yet others in multitude of other games? You know, how could you have such an iconic power like the fire flower, okay? The fire power of the fire flower, and not have it in Mario 64? Like, how is that not in there? And it just blows my mind to think that we went through that. Or, you know, the evolution of the flying ability. You have your, you know, it all started with the raccoon. Then you got your tanukis and your power wings, if you will, the endless flight. You know, it all started with that. And then the Nintendo or Mario World, you ended up with the cape feather, okay. And then Nintendo 64, you had the flying cap, if you will, and then you have your floating ears of your you know, in the future installments with the rabbit ears, if you will, and then your spinneroonie cap hat. I forget what that one is called, but it's just, they found so many ways to incorporate flying and different ways to fly and float and hover, and all of these abilities all come from the same franchise, and it's just absolutely astonishing on all the different ways they have figured out how to utilize these abilities and powers. Take your cloud flowers. Those cloud flowers, yeah, you could only use them 3 times, but how easy was it to get through levels, okay, using the cloud flower? Like, it was absolutely amazing. And yeah, I get it, the Midas touch, if you will, to turn everything into gold coins, was specifically to one game, and the purpose of that game was to collect 1 million coins. So it definitely helped and definitely served its purpose. But how cool would it be if you could do that in every Mario game? Why do the powers not basically continue on? You know, just as we're getting a Smash Brothers with every single character, every single fighter, and then some in a game, I would like a Mario game with not just a story, but every single power-up available to you within the game that has been in any version of Mario. Now, we're talking just actual powers. You know, Cappy isn't necessarily a power, if you will. The ability to go into other objects and other characters and other creatures was thanks to Cappy, and he's actually like a character, and Yoshi's actually a character, so I wouldn't necessarily consider those power-ups. But like your fire flowers, your flying, all the different variations of flying, the tanuki, the frog suit, the boot, the Goomba boot, the Goomba shoe, if you will. I mean, how awesome was it to get that, okay, in that game? I mean, you were able to stomp on everything, walk across spikes, walk across the black piranha plants. It was absolutely awesome. You know, and it just sitting back and thinking and talking about Mario. I want to know, guys, what's your favorite Super Mario Brothers game, and what's your favorite Super Mario Brothers power? Let us know in the comments below, guys. Go ahead and Super Mario blast that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell to be part of Notification X Squad, if you will. You know, that's our version of the Suicide Squad. Be a part of the team. This way you know every time we drop a new video. And guys, thank you so much for the love and support, especially during this hard time for me. And guys, until next time, I'm C-Dubs, and I'll see you in the universe. Peace.